Badlands. Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Video.
The day's journey back home, and you open the bag and you're like, this is a cat. That cat's having a bad day. They're like, what the
f***? She pitches all the way across, like from the
way in Harlem.
Yeah, you're coming to be like, have you seen this?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Alpha's Make Sandwiches.
Woo-woo.
We have a great show planned for you today. As you can see, we have Annie from Willow Wind Farm. We're going to see so many babies.
So many babies.
Oh,
it's exciting.
We're honored for baby goats. We're going to talk about that as well. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. How's everyone doing?
Great.
Good. Doing chipper. Got more snow, but surviving.
We got some snow finally. It hasn't even been winter here. I don't know, Annie, what you're. Yeah, it's been crazy, but we got snow on Friday, which was kind of nice. It's like, oh, it's spring now, so I guess
we're only behind about 8.5 feet up here.
What total all winter, right?
Yeah, we're behind 8.5 feet.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what you normally would get.
A lot. 8.5 feet.
We're looking forward to some spring rain.
Yay. It hasn't rained here in like a month. So it finally just rained here. Like we were in like a drought that the state of Florida hadn't been in forever. And it rained yesterday, finally.
Praise God.
But yeah, I mean, 8.5 feet of snow is taller than all of us except maybe Christy.
Like slouching,
All right, everybody's excited about baby goats. See it happening in the chat.
Yep.
It'd be happening.
Annie said I can put them in pajamas.
Yeah, no, we can put them in pajamas.
For real?
Oh yeah.
No way.
They have to get here first, though. They have to get here first.
Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be good. Before we get into all of the baby animal goodness, we are going to talk about Patriot Protect. Major companies like TurboTax, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, banks, insurers, hospitals, and retailers are all using AI powered by your personal data. Names, addresses, phone numbers, jobs, family details, scraped from data brokers and people search sites without your consent. They call it innovation. It's really them profiting from your info, leaving you exposed to cyber criminals. Scammers use these profiles to target you, especially during tax season with fake returns, IRS impersonations, and identity theft. AI makes scams faster and hard to detect faster for scammers and hard to detect for the rest of us. Most people do nothing and stay vulnerable, but Patriot Protect is the only anti-AI tool available right now that actually removes you from the system. Patriot Protect deletes your personal information from Google and removes it from over 240 data broker and people search sites. The exact places AI systems and scammers pull from. Once removed, their search and destroy protocol keeps monitoring and wiping new exposures automatically. Take control and don't let AI or bad actors use your data against you, especially during the most common season for identity theft. Use Patriot Protect and take your data back. Use promo code Badlands for 15% off all plans at patriot-protect.com/AMS. And first of all, shout out to those guys for sponsoring this show. Second of all, we've all done this. I mean, Annie, I don't know that you have, but the rest of us have done this process. I got my report, and it
I was
was
actually just looking at mine.
yeah.
I would
the whole-
love to do it.
the whole thing is so seamless. It was very easy. As we talked about last week, it was 10 minutes to fill out the form. I will also say that every single one of my identity points, so you put in like your emails and your phone numbers and all of the ones that you have had, every single one was breached
Oh
Except-
God.
except Proton Mail.
Yes.
Proton Mail had
Wow.
zero exposure. And
Let's go,
that made
Proton.
me feel really good because I use Proton Mail for everything. So
I have so much junk in my email on a regular basis. Oh my God.
yeah.
Don't we all? I have a
Yeah, well, they're selling it.
specific email that I give to people that I never look at
No,
unless I'm trying to
exactly.
find a
Email.
coupon. Unless I'm trying to find a coupon.
Yeah, and that's kind of the behavioral workaround, right? Is that you set up a spam email, but then but that only works
Yeah,
for,
oh, yeah,
your,
no.
for your action, right? Like for what for you giving out your information, they
Mhm.
are still, grabbing and selling your information. So shout out to Patriot Protect, patriot-protect.com/AMS to get that deal, 15% off all plans, seamless, easy, and really does kind of enhance peace of mind. And also shout out to Patriot to Proton Mail. Because,
Right.
my mind was blown by it. Literally everything, even my old corporate email addresses that you would think would have like the best protection on them are all exposed.
Oh gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, I did notice here too. It does have like phone leak detection, so I was very happy about that. You get your scamming calls all the time and things like that. So yeah, this is great. I love it, and mine came back pretty well. Thank goodness.
Yeah, good stuff. Annie, we have a question for you. Somebody wants soap. Sheila wants soap.
Yeah, everybody wants soap. I'm getting ready. I'm sort of altering my process a little bit so that I can do it without so much labor attached to it. But it involves freeze drying the goat milk, oddly enough. But yeah, I have to make some this weekend because I have to make some this week because my son's birthday is coming up on Friday. And
Nice. Happy
That's
birthday.
that's always, he gets 40 bars of soap this year because he's turning 40. Isn't that
Are
incredible?
you serious?
Yeah, I give him
I love that.
I give him a year's worth at a time, but he gets how many years that he is. So I have a 40-year-old son as of Friday, which is just bizarre.
Congratulations.
Yes.
It's okay. You are doing well. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
Sheila says your soap is wonderful. That is true. It is.
No, my soap is
moisturizes
great.
as moisturizes as it cleans, and a lot of soaps say that, but they don't actually do it. Hers does. Amazing.
And it's moisturized. It's good for your skin.
Yeah, when you use a bar soap, typically you like put it on. You're like, oh, this is soapy. It's great, wonderful, and you rinse it off, and like you run your hand down your skin, and you're like,
No,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
terrible.
like
Yes.
it
Those
has
are
that like film.
detergents. Those are detergents. Yeah, and I was actually Ash. I was looking into shampoo the other day.
Yeah, so many good things coming, and we're gonna. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a
But
shearing
soap
party.
is coming. I promise soap is
Shearing
coming.
party.
I had to balance all the activities, so we're almost in a balance now. Yeah,
Balance is key.
balance.
Which
is
you guys
key.
need to know about the shearing party. We'll talk about that when we get there. Annie, your volume seems really low on your mic, so I don't know
How do I
if
fix
you
it? How do I fix it?
if you look in
I'm
the
really-
settings.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me just. Okay, look in my. Oh God! Now you're asking me to do. This is on my Mac.
Go in the settings. It just
Really?
in StreamYard down at the bottom. There's a little cog,
Yeah, it's a little
Oh
yes,
yeah. Okay.
cog.
Okay.
and then if you go to audio,
Hold on. Don't get ahead of me.
Now get your pants in a bundle.
Hold your horses, people.
Hold your baby goats.
hold your
Baby
alpaca.
goats. I can't even find audio, and it's in alphabetical order for crying out loud. Okay, here goes sound. How's that?
Oh no, you're in your computer settings. I'm talking about StreamYard settings.
Oh shoot, dude! I did. Well,
But if
Although-
your sound is,
Although you could,
yeah,
try
you
the
might-
sound.
it's
You might be
almost-
able to put that up a little bit, but maybe that won't be for her mic though. Now I think about it.
Yeah,
It'll
no,
just be for her.
it's
Ash.
not- it's at the highest point. Okay, in
You
my
should be
screen.
able to edit her mic. I can.
you can't. Well, then do it.
I don't know if
do it.
it'll work. I'm gonna try. Oh wait. No, it says echo cancellation. Reduce my
Edit
background
mic
noise.
Oh, there we go. Hang on.
Yeah,
no.
see if you can do it. It's not letting me pull the
If I
bar.
take the auto. Okay, Annie,
Oh,
talk.
oh. Wait, I'm moving it. Go ahead, Annie.
Here it is. Here, guys, I swear to God.
You're all like
For
dragging
a
the bar
person
back.
who is okay, audio.
Problem solving. Real time problem
It's
solving.
almost on. Here's it at 200.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, leave it there.
Yeah, I just put it up at 200.
Perfect. That's better. Okay. Real time troubleshooting. All right. Let's so it's another week, which means it's another camera roll challenge that I failed. So,
Hey.
camera roll. It's so much fault though. We didn't have any sunsets. It's all
No.
gloomy and doomy here.
Yeah, it's overcast for me too. But I was like, I'm just gonna do it anyways, which was
Yeah,
really
you did a
fun.
really good one.
Mhm.
So Abby took an actual photo. There's just no sunset in it. I did the opposite. I used a sunset photo from Annie's farm in October.
But you're not the only one who sent in previous sunset photos, so you're good. You're in good company.
And I'm just a crazy person that sent 12.
Yes,
Well,
that one's
mostly
so
old,
beautiful.
So, the last week's challenge was to take a cool sunset picture, and there were some rules, but not really any rules. If you wanted to do the modeling, you could. I did with and without the modeling. So, this is the video from last week. And here we go.
Want to take a cool picture of the sunset? Don't do it like this. Do it like this instead.
Yeah, bro.
First thing, go over to 2x zoom. This helps you get closer to the sunset. Then you're going to take your camera and go out into the street. Please use your due diligence. Don't go to a busy area. Don't want to hear anyone getting hit by cars. Next thing you're going to want to do is set a timer for 10 seconds. Make sure you have your scene set up. Take a picture. Then you're going to run out into your frame. For your pose, just walk away from the camera. It's going to make it nice and dramatic. And then just wait for the timer to go off. You just went from this to this.
Wow.
I love how that guy talks and then he comes into the frame and I'm like, that's exactly what I thought you were going to
Exactly. That was good.
So,
But he made it so easy. He's like, you're just gonna set it down here and walk away. And the hardest part is finding the place. Is that it?
Yeah.
I was like putting in the bushes. It was falling in the snow. I'm like, I'm gonna ruin my phone for this challenge. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Jackie.
oh no, you're good. You're good. So here are the photos from this week. So this is Abby's. She got the street part of it, and I
Yes.
appreciate that.
And the foreground. She did the foreground
Yes.
really well too.
Yes,
Oh
she
yeah,
did.
the other previous challenge. I did a little combo going on. Thank you. Do I get extra perks for that?
Yes.
Cookies?
You win.
You
Do I
win.
win?
The challenge.
You
You win
get
the challenge.
500 points.
500 points, Abby. Well done.
Yes.
We even saw a little Sparky get in. on the
Yes.
action.
Love them. I love this like brick in the front
Oh,
thing.
delicious.
Yeah, actually, that's sitting on the back of the truck with the tailgate down, and there's wood sitting across it that had snow on it. I'm like,
Oh,
lean it against the back there.
Yes.
So it worked. Yeah, I was like being silly too. I'm like, let's try to look cool here.
Is that you doing your line dance?
Worked out. I sent you the cool ones, right? Because
Yes.
there was a lot of not cool ones.
no, you did send the cool ones.
That's funny.
And then Christy, she had this one literally looks like it could be on a calendar.
I know. That's Stella,
Everything.
my mom's dog.
I
Stella.
met Stella.
So
Yeah, well balanced.
It's like the
Photo.
boat and the dog,
Yeah.
sunset.
And like the way the light's reflecting off her little snout.
Yes,
So cute.
highlight.
love. So this was my walking attempt.
This is the best.
I will say that I cheated a little bit. I brought this out with me and put my phone on it.
See,
And
you
just like
have the
put this
secret
down.
device.
And actually this one has tracking on it. So I'll bring it to Nashville. So like you turn it on and it'll like go with us. It'll
No
track you because of like
way.
the motion detector on the front. So it'll track us and move with us. So I'll bring it.
Are you like James Bond or something? Where do you get all your like gadgets?
Vector Gadget.
That one I got on the TikTok shop.
Amazon. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
TikTok shop is the
I got
one.
the TikTok shop. That one was the TikTok shop, but everything else has really been Amazon, which I know.
Awesome.
I know we get it, but
Dude, I Amazon it.
It's the most convenient thing ever.
it is. So this is one sunset, and then we got lucky and got a glimpse of another sunset because it was rainy basically all weekend.
Ooh, the blue cloud, the blue.
Love that.
Good.
And the light leak,
Oh,
right?
Yes, I love that.
That's
I
very
like
pretty.
that.
And then we've got Annie's backyard.
Yeah, I was going to say
Hail.
that looks familiar.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
There's a beautiful, so there's like a bunch of 14ers in that shot. 14,000 foot
It's
mountain.
a crazy place, you guys.
It's
It really is.
absolutely beautiful, but it's a complete and total fail of the actual photo challenge. And that picture is from October.
That's so
I'm like,
gorgeous.
Nick,
though.
where are
Oh,
the
man.
sunsets in my camera? Correct in there. But again, not my fault. We didn't have sunsets here. It's all gloomy and
Sorry.
doomy.
It's all right. And then Kay, she's Kay O'Kelly in the chat, sent a few over. She was driving. I don't think she was the one that was actually driving, but she was driving home from California to Nevada, and
Love it.
this was her attempt at some sunset photos.
That's
Nice.
so cool.
Pretty
Look
cloud.
at those.
Cool
Yeah.
cloud. Yeah,
Mhm.
cool cloud.
So that,
Wow.
and then EC, our first mail submission.
Yay!
Nice. Oh,
Oh.
good job.
So mail submission, he said that these were from when he was, I think this is Wyoming. I actually have a short that he uploaded that I'll share here in a
Nice.
second, of the sunset on the way home from Deadwood, Gart, last year.
Yes.
Oh, fun. Thanks, EC.
So he sent, so this is the progression. So this is where it started. And then this is the progression.
Oh, look at that
I know.
beautiful orange.
And
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
this is
Oh,
how
the clouds are good in that one.
it ended.
Nice.
That's a great like transition.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
like I said, I
fast,
do
too.
have I have a video too. So let me pull that in real quick that he also shared, which I thought was really cool. From he has like the where it was and everything. So here's this.
Oh, cool! It's a time lapse.
Mm-hmm. I like the little
That's
zoomies.
cool. Frogger.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Right. What's the noise?
I think it's the cars.
Oh, there it goes. It is so pretty.
That's really pretty.
Turn that off.
If you turn it off, we're gonna have to. Christy and I will make the sound effects.
Yes.
Fair.
What's the name of it?
He said it's at 32 times speed.
That's
Let's
so-
go.
That's my favorite. This is my favorite coloring.
Cam says he runs at 32 times speed. I think he's still
It just, you see how fast that was? It was like, it was right there and then boom. Now we're in the darkness. That was so cool.
That is very cool.
So that
Thank
was-
you for being our first male submitter. That's
Yeah.
that's awesome.
He also gets
Moving on
five
up,
points.
ladies. Oh, Cam says he runs his mouth at 32 times
Ah.
speed. I think that's probably true.
Makes
that
sense.
seems fair.
That tracks.
It definitely seems like we all have experience with that. None more than Jackie.
You're an angel, Jackie.
Absolute saint. That one.
So we had a few more. We had Salbish. She's like, this was not the submission requirements, but I said it's beautiful nonetheless. She's had
Gorgeous.
she had no models or anything to take the street photo, but
Hey, Jackie.
there you go.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
Oh.
That one.
Oh, yeah.
Where do we send these? Oh, where do we send these pics? So on X, you can send them, or you can send them in the Telegram chat. If you're in the Gart chat, tag me in it. And I'll pull it from there. But I also have my own Telegram channel where people have been sending submissions to. You can just search my name, Jackie Espada, and you should find the channel.
So to Jackie is where you send them. You send them to Jackie. And the photo challenge of the week is always pinned on her social media.
Mhm.
So you can find it even if you miss the show.
Yeah. So this was Salbish. I know that I saw her earlier in the chat today. So that thank you for sending this in. And then we had
That is beautiful.
We had last two submissions. This is from Liz L. She was also in the chat, and I have some more from X. So like 2 or 3 more photos. So
I love how it's untouched. It's like walk with me on the beach.
Yeah.
That one, go back to that other one. Yeah, that one is really good. I love the waves, the way the water is in that picture. It's beautiful.
like
The beach ones are killing me, man.
I know, right?
You got to get out of here and get to the beach.
Come to me.
And then we had our first international submission.
Wow.
Way.
Yes, way. This one was really cool. This is coming
Foreigner photos. Let's go.
from the west coast of Norway.
Let's go, Norway.
There it is, bigger.
Oh,
Beautiful.
little tiny little moon up there.
A little crescent.
This is fun. Like you're getting everybody to participate, Jackie. This is great.
And then we've got some more sunset on the beach photos.
Whoa.
Is that what
okay,
your
they
margarita
nailed it.
looks
They
at?
nailed it.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. I think that was their tripod.
Oh, I was gonna say that's what your margarita sees when you walk away from it.
That's what I thought it was too as a drink.
Passionate.
One more.
Oh,
Great wine.
they're really getting me now, man. I want to go to the beach so bad.
I
A
know.
warm beach. I have a beach, but it's covered in snow.
So thank you, DW Liberty.
What?
I don't think we have a beach guard this year, do we?
We could have one in November, but
Yeah,
it hasn't been decided yet.
Deadwood, Vegas, and then the one that has not been named yet. So that one might. I hope it's a beach.
It needs to be a beach.
Siesta key. Siesta key.
Yeah. CSQ would be dope.
I think so too.
Be very, very,
So-
very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Those were
Anyone.
all of the submissions, except for all of Christie's. If we wanted to go through all of Christie's, we can, but it's up to you guys.
Wait, Christy's? Did we do any of
I
Christy's?
7 of them today because I was like,
Shit.
I was like, oh, I probably took a good one. And so I searched my phone for sunset and it came up with like 70. I'm like, I love this one, this one, and this one, and this one. And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. This is the last one I'm sending. I promise. Spammed them this morning.
Do you have hers?
I mean,
I can
I
pull
love
them.
them. Some of them are old. The one of you kissing Brian on the cheek with your orange hair is years old because your hair hasn't been that color in years.
nope.
Oh, yes. It is that one. Okay. Are you pulling one up?
Yes.
I could, or yeah, just
There we go.
one.
think, or maybe.
Perfect.
I
I'll pull
don't-
it up.
Maybe. I don't know if that's gonna work. Nope.
Well, click
Yeah,
it.
I pulled it
Yeah,
up.
that works.
If you click it, you can scroll through. So open it. Open one of the pictures.
Well, I did, and it's not pulling
Oh,
up. That's
here,
the only
I'll do
thing,
it.
the way
I'll do
that
it
I-
on mine then.
Yeah,
Here.
because mine's not the web version.
Oh, yeah. I always put it on the web one.
Yeah.
Because
Brian says Siesta Key is only an hour or so from us. Fake news.
That's across.
100%
That's
fake
across
news.
the state.
That is fake news. It is probably about 3 hours,
Yeah.
maybe a little more, depending on which route you take.
Or how fast he drives.
Fake news.
Unbelievable, Brian.
That's too big. All right. So
Disinformation is what that
Oh,
one is.
so pretty.
okay.
Ah,
Then I have to press the arrow button, not the 0 button. That was while we were fishing. Brian, actually, the funny part about this is that hat is Brian's, and he currently had a fish hook stuck in his shin when I took the picture.
what
It was
the?
too pretty, so I had
Sounds
to
like a good time for a picture.
Yeah, right. And he pulled it out himself. He complained a lot about it, but he pulled it out himself. But yeah, it was stuck on a lily pad, and he yanked it, and it just went straight into the front of his shin.
Sick. It's like,
This one is,
And you're like,
Oh
hold
my
on, babe. There's a really good
goodness.
picture of the sunset I
Yeah.
want to get. Like, let me get the sunset and then I'll take you to the
Are you-
hospital.
are you dying? No, we actually didn't go to. We didn't do anything. We just pulled it out and continued on
That's
our
the way
day.
to do it. That's really cute.
This is so this was in Wisconsin, and it's up in the all the way up to the furthest point that you can drive. We went there for a Packers game. This is
awesome.
Brian's mom, Brian's mom,
Oh.
Barbara. It's her birthday today, so
Yeah. Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday. Birthday.
this was they had a house on a lake, And this sun, I think this is a sunrise, but it's so pretty. Like it looks fake. Like it looks like a peanut. Can't even do
Oh
it.
my goodness. So gorgeous. Oh, look at those colors.
Ooh.
That was at Disney World.
I have some Disney sunsets too.
Oh yeah.
Those are the best.
Yep.
Oh,
That's at the plant nursery I work at.
Tree
That's
farm.
so pretty. Oh, whoa.
This is Michigan.
Whoa.
Oh no, Pennsylvania. This is Pennsylvania. This is Lake Erie, actually. It's not even an ocean. How does a lake get waves like that? That's
Are you
wild.
serious? That's a
Yeah,
lake.
Look at that.
Holy cow. That's a huge lake.
Yeah. Well, it's not even the biggest one. Have you seen videos from Lake Superior? Oh my God. It's like there's like 10-foot waves when there's storms.
Wow.
Oh geez. I got excited. That has someone in the foreground. That counts, right?
Good. Yeah.
Sure. Mhm.
This one
Also
too.
in the foreground.
Oh,
There's a kite surfer.
cool.
These were all the same place. This was actually at Siesta Key. All three of these are Siesta Key. So if anybody, wants to help
If
us,
we need a promo photo,
It's
Right?
a sign.
well,
we got one.
we should all go there. Yay. I think that's the last
Love
one.
it.
I think. Oh no, we got the kissing one. This is like Brian and my favorite
Aw.
picture ever.
That's the color
I
Christy's
love
hair was when I met
that.
her in 2022.
Yep.
I love it because the sky,
Probably.
Chrissy, the clouds are
Mhm.
literally your hair color.
I know.
Mhm.
It's wild, right?
That is like cool. Like
That
when you
is
really look
true.
at that.
That's awesome.
So I think that's all we got for that. So let me.
That's all she wrote.
All right, so we're ready for next week's challenge.
Yeah.
Photography tip. Instead of taking a photo of just the subject, take a step back and use the window as a frame.
Push the fucking pack off of the porch or break a pound down.
Shoot into
Hit
the
strap if
reflections.
it happen to blow, it makes a round sounds. Pussy
Use
cat
the
on
other
my lap,
window.
Push it back and go to town down.
Very dirty song.
That was JID coming to you straight from Atlanta.
All right.
So
So framing using a window to frame.
Mhm.
And of course, everybody, New Case wants you to check X.
I checked X and I didn't see anything. I went to his page and I don't see any media. So I
he said he
tried.
tagged you, didn't he?
I
He
tried.
tagged you. Check your notifications.
I checked.
Brian's
Oh, there it is.
spamming me with sunset pictures now.
Oh, the only one that I see is Denise Ann's that tagged me.
Oh.
I don't have any other mentions.
All
I'm
right,
looking at-
Noob.
Yeah.
Maybe you tagged the wrong Jackie Espada. Regardless, next week's photo challenge will be pinned on Jackie's social media. So everybody make sure that you check that out. And Nuke Hayes Real, he says.
That's the one I checked. I will.
If we
I-
find it, we'll pull it in, but she doesn't see it as of now. And that is your camera roll. Like that song.
Yes.
All right. Well, now that we've, engaged with the visual arts, let's stimulate the brain.
Hello, good
hello.
friends. Let me share with you guys what today's idiom is.
Oh, I love this. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up.
Sink or swim.
Oh,
I actually found a lot of good ones today.
So cool.
Isn't that how
Oh,
you
they're
learn
animated.
Yes. It's a setting called wiggle.
Wiggle.
Anyway, sink or swim. We
Love
all
it.
kind of know what this means, but we're going to define it anyways. Sink or swim describes a situation where someone is given little to no help and must rely on their own efforts. That pineapple is a crazy wiggler. Sink or swim describes a situation where someone is given little to no help and must rely on their own effort to succeed. There is no middle ground in a sink or swim situation because the outcome is either clear success or clear failure. For example, when a new employee receives almost no training and must figure out the job alone, they might say it is a sink or swim situation.
Dig it?
So the origin comes from the literal image of a person thrown into deep water who must either learn to swim or drown. Historically, the phrase has been linked to harsh tests of survival and even to old superstitious trials where people were thrown into water to see whether they would sink or float. Over time, this literal life or death image turned into a metaphor for any severe test where someone's success depends entirely on their own actions. And of course, I had to find out what the superstitions were. We don't care what it actually the origin is. We want to know the
Exactly.
the reason.
I'm right with you.
Right? So this is my favorite. So wait, I have to figure out how to go next. Okay. In less enlightened times, judging a person had nothing to do with the scientific method. Instead, the water ordeal was used, a medieval practice of judging a person's innocence by casting, and yes, Ash, I have the video, don't worry. Judging a person's innocence by casting them into a lake. Make the whole thing even weirder. If the victim sunk, they were innocent, but if they floated, they were guilty. The idea being that the water wouldn't accept anyone who had rejected the water of baptism through their actions, which raises the question of which is better, to float and be killed by an angry mob or to drown.
Yep.
Okay. What the frick?
Oh, there's a very important
Famous
documentary.
Famous
video.
documentary.
Yes, that can help us learn this.
Yeah.
We have found the witch. May we burn her?
How do you know she is a witch? She looks like one. Bring her forward.
I'm not a witch. I'm not a witch.
But you are dressed as one.
They dressed me up like this. And this isn't my nose. It's a false one.
Well,
We did do the nose
the nose.
and the hat, but she's a witch.
Did you dress her up like this?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, a bit. She has got a wart.
What makes you think she is a witch? Well, she turned me into a newt.
A newt?
A newt. Got better.
Burn her anyway!
What? There are ways of telling whether she is a witch.
Are there? What are they telling us?
Tell me, what do you do with witches? And what do you burn apart from witches?
More witches!
Wood. So, why do witches burn? Because they're made of wood. Good.
Oh, yeah.
So, how do we tell whether she is made of wood?
Build a bridge out of her.
Ah, but can you not also make bridges out of stone?
Oh, yeah.
Does a wood sink in water?
No,
it floats. It floats.
Throw her into the pond!
What also floats in water?
Bread. Apples.
Very small rocks.
Cider. A great gravy. Cherries.
Mud. Churches. Lead.
A duck.
Exactly. So, logically,
if she weighs the same as a duck, she's made of wood.
And therefore...
A witch!
Very good. We shall use my larger scales.
He just has scales sitting there.
Right. Remove the supports.
It's a fair cop. No, the scales.
Who are you, who are so wise in the ways of science?
I'm Arthur, King of the Britons.
My liege.
My favorite part is when he goes out into the field and he's like, I'm Arthur, King of the Britons. Like, I didn't vote for you.
Yeah, he's like,
Such a
"Help me,
good
I'm being
movie.
repressed. I'm being repressed."
Yeah, I know. I read that, and I like when I read the first sentence about people floating or sick, I'm like, oh my god, I have to do this one because I do the Monty Python, which I did think that the scale was over water. I guess I was a little mistaken on that, but
It's the same concept though, because they mentioned it, the floating, and I think that was a direct reference to the logic they had at that time. Like, dear God, I can't believe it.
It's like
They call it the Dark Ages for a reason.
well, you start thinking about like what things do we say now that in 50, 130 years or whatever are we going to be like, why were we so stupid?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a few things, like modern energy applications that are coming out now. I think that in 100 years, people are going to be like, why did it take them so long to get there? Right. Reminds me of in Toy Story when Buzz Lightyear comes in and he's like, "Do you guys figured out nuclear fusion, or are you still using fossil fuels?"
I love that part.
Authoritative source, Buzz Lightyear.
Dude, and think about that. It came out when we were kids. What a crazy reference.
Chris, so it came out when my kids were kids.
Well,
yikes. So Christy, your husband said in the chat, didn't this originate from eggs? Like the sink or swim? I don't think eggs swim, first of all.
Well,
so no. But the thing about the eggs, if your egg is rotten, I think it sinks, right? Or
No,
is
if it's rotten, it floats.
If it's rotten, it floats. So
Well, there's more gas.
Except not
inside
always
of the egg.
true.
Yeah.
Not always true.
Well, and then also the difference between fresh eggs and the whatever crap you buy that's the Publix brand or the Kroger brand or whatever. I think there's because with like regular chicken eggs, like if you get your own chicken eggs, aren't you not supposed to refrigerate them? I think. I don't know.
You can do either.
You can do both, yeah.
If you do refrigerate them, they last for up to a couple of months. If you don't wash them, like I never wash my eggs, because there's a protective film on the exterior of the eggs. You can set them on the counter for 3 months and they'll be fine. But they float because and this is sort of related to some of the things that I am going to talk about later, but they oxidize in there, create air. They break down, right? And then they create air within the egg and then float. And so that's kind of the principle. But the truth is not all bad eggs float. So
so you could still have
same with the witches. Same with
the witches.
See if they weigh as much as a duck, obviously.
Yes.
All right, Christy, is that the end?
Yes, that was my whole little thing.
I loved it. It was amazing.
Yeah, if anybody wants
So
fresh
much.
eggs, they're laying about 2 dozen a week, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
gosh.
So.
I will take them.
Dang. They're half chickens.
I'll bring you some on Friday. I'll bring you some.
Yes, please.
I'm so jealous you live so close to each other. It's not fair.
I know. And
I
I get
know.
to babysit Buttercup this weekend.
Yay! Buttercup was very excited. I had to
And take lots of pictures. We'll do that on Monday, on next Monday's show. I'll have the pictures of Buttercup.
Yay.
Buttercup and Lilypad.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of playing, sort of Lilypad being super annoyed by the baby because she's old.
Buttercup has matured quite dramatically.
Oh.
Although she is chewing on something right now. Big surprise.
Shocking.
All right. So our final regular update is, of course, This Week in American History. And I'm just doing one story today. And I chose this story. We're going back to March 3rd, 1873 for this one. And I chose this story because I sort of feel like we're heading back in this direction as a society. And we should be really careful about that. The header here is every obscene, lewd, lascivious, indecent, filthy, or vile article, matter, thing, device, or substance. 10 years after America became something else, so 10 years after the Reconstruction Amendments, Congress passed the Comstock Act, a sweeping federal law prohibiting the mailing of obscene materials. The act aimed to enforce, you can see this is he's drawing a woman here, painting a woman here, and this was a Life magazine, 1888. That Fertile Imagination is the name of this caricature. Comstock is shown arresting an artist for depicting a woman almost totally submerged. Don't you suppose I can imagine what is under the water?
So he's drawing her under the water? Like, he's not even doing...
What isn't she wearing?
What is exactly?
Are her ankles covered? We don't know.
See,
act aimed to enforce Victorian era moral standards, and it is most known for the prohibition of mailing contraceptives and information about abortion, and the labeling of both as obscene. Championed by moral reformer Anthony Comstock, the statute dramatically expanded federal criminal jurisdiction over the lives of individuals through regulation of the postal system. And this is the actual statute. Quote, whoever knowingly uses the mails from the mailing, carriage in the mails, or delivery of anything declared by this section or this other section to be non-mailable, or knowingly causes to be delivered by mail according to the direction thereon, or at the place at which it is directed to be delivered by the person to whom it is addressed, or knowingly takes any such thing from the mails for the purpose of circulating or disposing thereof, or of aiding in the circulation or disposition thereof, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned, but not more than 5 years, or both, for the first such offense, and shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years for sending stuff in the mail, or both, but each such offense thereafter. The term indecent, as used in this section, includes matter of character tending to incite arson, murder, or assassination. And that is statute 1461, mailing obscene or crime inciting matters. So, I mean, I think that we're in a period of transformation. And being in a period of transformation means that we're going to get something new. Something new is coming because the old institutions are all corrupted and everybody knows it. And so we're going to have them rebuilt. If we don't participate in that process, it's going to have
I agree,
way more fun than reading them in my regular voice. That law, by the way, is still on the books.
Interesting.
That is so many words to say something so small.
Yeah.
Like, don't send bad stuff in the mail. Thanks. Or you get fined, go to jail, 5 years, maybe 10 years.
Yeah. Well, for each offense.
Oh, each offense.
Yeah. So let's say that they mail out, a pamphlet about abortion or something to incite arson, right? Burn the ships. Okay. Well, that's illegal. Say they send it to, their mailing list.
So each person.
Yeah. Each incident, 5 to 10 years, depending on what it is. And that's crazy when you consider, I was just about to take a really crazy detour into the multiplicity arguments used in Tina Peters' case. But Abby and I are going to do that tonight on Culture of Change. We have a local radio guy joining us to talk through this case and kind of the evolution of media and political storytelling and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be fun. So tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. And next week, we will have a proper American history update. But we got to talk about baby animals. So that's all you get this week. All right.
Baby animals. This is so exciting.
All right. Before we hand it over to Annie and then Christy, I think we'll do your line dancing thing at the end, if that's cool with you.
Wherever you want to do it. Works for me.
Okay. Yeah. So before we get into that, let's hear from our second sponsor, Hope for Processing. Our second sponsor, and that is Frequency Apps. Every day, people are fighting the same battles, cravings that hit out of nowhere, stress that derails good intentions, habits that feel impossible to break. And while the world pushes quick fixes, injections, or synthetic shortcuts, most people are just looking for support that fits their lifestyle without needles, without drugs, without side effects they never asked for. That's why Frequency Apps created The GLP Alternative Patch, a natural frequency-based wellness patch made right here in the USA. Inspired by the body's own GLP-1 pathway, it delivers natural frequency-driven support for people who want balance, clarity, and control in their daily routine. Peel it, apply it, and forget it. It works quietly in the background while you live your day, at work, at home, and in the moments where cravings usually win. No injections, no complicated protocols, no side effects, just natural needle-free support for a healthier balance. But the GLP Alternative Patch is only the beginning. Frequency Apps offers a full lineup of affordable, easy-to-use homeopathic patches designed to support everyday wellness, whether someone needs help with relaxing, comfort, clarity. There's a patch built for that moment. Each patch uses frequency-based technology to support the body's energetic balance. No mess, no mixing, no learning curve. Just stick it on and go. It's part of a healthy journey that fits real life, not the other way around. Badlanders can save $20 off the new GLP Alternative Patch with code FREEDOM. Subscriptions are available too, saving up to 20% for ongoing support. Visit frequencyapps.com today. And again, use promo code FREEDOM. Now, I have not used this GLP-1 alternative patch, but I have used other Frequency Apps patches. And the one thing I'll say about them is that it's the only patch product, right? Whether it's a birth control patch, nicotine patch, whatever kind of patches, most people have tried some sort of patch in the past. Those adhesives, whatever's on them in the patches for all of those things, have always irritated my skin so much that I'm unable, can't use them, can't touch them. The Frequency Apps patches do not do that. They are,
nice.
There is no, I had no irritation from them, which was a huge thing for me.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking them up right now.
Yeah. Frequencyapps.com and use promo code FREEDOM. All right. Great. All right, Miss Annie.
Are we going with soft
yes,
first
we
or babies first?
Well, we are going to first hear from Badlands' greatest villain. And then we'll hand it over to you.
In a quiet town at where beards grow wild and lips dare to crack without permission, one woman has suffered.
Hi, I'm Margie, and I'm Jadriet's mother.
But the world would come to know her by another name, Madame Margie, the moistureless.
Jay came home with a lip balm. It's called Soft Disclosure.
With one miraculous application, her power awakened.
Within one day, my lips were healed. It was miraculous.
But salvation came at a cost. For in the shadowed lands known only as Badlands,
You boys at Badlands are so handsome.
she saw potential.
You're covering up your beautiful faces.
And she made her demand.
Shave them all off,
Or face the consequences. Beard oil will not save you now.
and you'll look so much better.
This summer, moisturize wisely and guard your beard. Because Madame Margie, the moistureless, is always watching.
I love that.
I'm telling you, she is the greatest
She's
villain.
good.
She's taken down Jadriet's beard, Ghost's beard, now Josh Reed's beard, and tell you what, man,
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
unbelievable. We definitely don't want anyone else to shave their beards because we speak for the beards. Beards are the best, and the beard oil can also be used as a face oil. And we've had reviews come in that say it is the greatest anti-aging product that they've ever used. So Annie, with that,
No doubt. No
I
doubt.
will turn it
also
over to
can be
you.
used as a hair oil. Yeah, and it's a sort of offshoot from the Badlands oil blend that's in the lotion. So I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to start here. I basically wanted to do like a little dive on the soft disclosure products to kind of identify sort of not just position in the market, but sort of a value proposition in the market. What are you doing?
Doing screensavers.
Yeah, the screensaver
Bouncing on the corner.
in the corner.
Okay, sorry.
No, should I tell you how I came up with the beard oil?
No,
Yes, tell us.
Sorry.
I'll tell you how I come up with all of these things. Actually, maybe it'll make me look like a total kookamonga, probably.
Oh no, let's hear it.
We love so back when I was in college, I was studying like really trippy physics and math, so just stuff that didn't have really any application in the material world, and it was out there. And this is something that I started doing, and I've done it my whole life. I've told Ashe this 100 times. Like I went to sleep and then I woke up and it was all clear. Anyway, I think that whole principle about praying before you go to bed is actually kind of a thing. So I'll dive into a bunch of like data, I have a lot of experience with oils and all that kind of stuff, but I'll get confused about it, because there's a whole bunch of, you don't know how oils are going to work together and whether there's synergy there and all of that. And so I had been thinking about the beard oil for, oh my gosh, I think Cheryl brought it up in the very beginning. Actually, we should do a beard oil. So, I was like, beard oil. I had never even thought of doing a beard oil. But anyway, one night I went to bed and I said to myself, okay, Lord, when I wake up in the morning, I want to have a good understanding of the beard oil. And when I woke up in the morning, I had a really good understanding of the beard oil, and I made it that day. And so that's
no way.
Yeah, it's
greatest anti-aging product known to man. Allegedly.
Yeah, but it's an offshoot of the Badlands oil blend, which was another situation like that. We wanted to augment the goat milk lotion with something really therapeutic, effective, and just something that elevated that lotion amongst over and above the market. And I guess maybe that's a good place to start, actually, in terms of self-disclosure. We've had discussions about self-disclosure before, but nothing really, we haven't talked about the oils. We haven't talked about the why. We haven't talked about kind of what it competes against and why it makes, why we're different. And Buttercup is heavy into a bunch of paper behind me. Hold on. Can you chew on something else? How about this? You do that right now. Anyway, so often I come from market development. Like I did a lot of strategic development in the natural organic food trade, supplement trade, body care trade. And so my normal course is to just go out into the market and look at what's out there, what's moving, what people are buying, and with sort of a backrest to that principle of like, I don't really want to participate in something just for the sake of participating in something. I want to make sure that if I'm going to spend time and energy on something that actually adds some value somewhere, in other words, elevates something that's already existing. So anyway, the whole soft disclosure thing was kind of a trippy thing for me because some of it existed already, but some of it was very developmental. But the whole principle was to add therapeutic value, have it accessible, but also have it be something that didn't do harm. And I say that specifically because most of the stuff that we put on our skin and in our bodies actually does do harm. And I mentioned the egg a second ago. When things start to break down, they oxidize. And I'm sure everybody's heard of oxidative stress, right? So we are surrounded by oxidative stress, and we're surrounded by a whole bunch of materials, products, marketing that has sort of guided us down that path. I kind of think of it as this kind of subset of the narrative, that there's a bunch of people creating items for us, selling them to us as if they're of benefit, and in reality, they don't really add any therapeutic benefit, right? So we can buy
it a continued product that you continually have to use because it's damaging your skin and you think it's going to heal you and it makes it worse, right?
And I don't like to think that there's a bunch of demon mongers out there just trying to lead us down some path where we all,
well, there are, Annie.
So, yeah. Well, the thing is that you start to wonder after a while. So, yeah, and so that whole principle of, do no harm, but also kind of add value and the function component of it, like oils, there's so many incredible oils in nature, but now we have this new controversy around kind of seed oils. Many of the oils that we use in the products are in fact seed oils. So I wanted to kind of clarify that. In the natural organic sort of space, we were talking about seed oils 40 years ago. And the reason is because I think many of them are byproducts to other processes, right? And so somebody jumped in and said, oh, we should use these, you know, in the marketplace. So, you know, sort of like a byproduct of some other process, soybean oil, you know, is soybean oil. I think it's like 18 bushels of soybean oil to have 18 bushels of soybeans to eat to get 8 ounces of soybean oil. And the whole story
wow. So that's a lot.
behind canola and corn oil is it's opportunistic, minimalistically, right? It's just opportunistic market opportunity. And then you get the lobbies behind there and they're pushing all of these things. Anyway, the seed oil controversy has actually kind of gotten to be a big deal, but most of it has to do with the processing of those oils. And I said last time when we were talking, like, heat is the killer of all things, right? So in seed oils, you have this polyunsaturated fat. It's an omega-6 bond, which happens to be a weak bond under pressure, right? So when you're using, you know, sunflower, canola, safflower oil, and all of those oils, to process those oils into a refined oil that we use for cooking and sort of processing, we break those bonds, right? And when we break those bonds, we release free radicals. That's oxidative stress. And so there's recent information that shows that, you know, the rise of seed oils being used in sort of processed foods and all of that is directly linked to the increase in obesity in the United States, like almost a direct causative link, because you're essentially consuming poison, not to overstate it, but you're consuming poison. And so when you look at the same seed oils being added to things that we put on our skin, you run the same risk, which is why where you get the seed oils becomes more important in some ways than the seed oil itself, if that makes any sense, right? So all of our seed oils are, you know, they're either virgin or unrefined, which is critical. But the seed oil thing is kind of big in sort of classic cosmetics, but it's huge in food. It's huge in food. And Ashe and I were talking earlier, and this is sort of my favorite thing to say about, you know, we don't have control over a lot, unfortunately. I wish we did, but we do control our choices. And so sometimes it's a million little choices that are going to make the biggest difference as opposed to the one big leap, right? So when I was thinking about doing this today, I was thinking about, you know, it's not a judgy thing. We're bombarded by this stuff all the time. I have a fascination with Fritos. I've shared that before. And that is just not the best thing for you. It just really is not. It's really, I mean, I don't have a weight problem, but it's not doing anything for the inside of my body.
Wait, what about Doritos?
Doritos I don't like, but you know what Doritos has is the flavors, and that's sort of the second component, one that I'm feeling sort of personal pressure around right now, which is sort of that flavor scent thing, right? So seed oils is like an area of concern, both internally but also externally, you know, when you're looking at sort of the how lotions and applications are pulled together in the commercial industry. It's just a completely different supply chain. It's a completely different resource. It's a completely different source. And people should be aware of it, right? It doesn't mean that every seed oil is bad, but you should know where your seed oils are coming from, right?
Okay, what about Cheetos?
Yeah, and again, so
there's
there's
not going to be any good answer to these.
Here's what I think about fragrance and scent, and it's so big in the market right now. You know, we have designer fragrance laundry detergent. We have dryer sheets. We put, you know, if you look at all of the quote unquote natural deodorants out there, they're all loaded with fragrance, and the fragrance is phenomenal. People rave about it. Oh my God, I can't believe this smells so good. The challenge is that fragrance is like, it is so bad. So I was doing making some newborn body care for a friend of mine about 12 years ago. And I did this deep dive on fragrance and ingredients and what a newborn being sort of, you know, obviously the infantile, you know, part of us, but really kind of the clean physiology of a brand newborn. They can only metabolize, right? This is simply metabolize 3 cents in dilution. So when you're born, your liver can only metabolize lavender, chamomile, and vanilla.
That's it.
Really?
How did you figure this out?
Chamomile. Yep, chamomile, lavender, and vanilla. So I'd like you to
How
consider.
did you figure that out?
Yeah.
I'd like you to consider the scents available in soft disclosure, right? So this sort of meets this sort of principle of like, if you consider yourself walking out in the world, and there's a reason that I live out in the middle of nowhere, with, even though I don't have a Home Depot, which I'd really like to have once in a while, is just this notion of like the layering of oxidative stress, right? Over and over and over again. So if you picture a newborn baby and the kinds of things that we apply to a newborn baby that have nothing to do with lavender, chamomile, or vanilla, you're basically saying to a baby's liver, now I'm going to give you something. I'm going to have you inhale, smell, sort of taste some things that you are incapable of metabolizing. You're basically injecting oxidative stress into a newborn baby. Right?
So sad.
So that's sort of like the basic baseline. But then if you multiply that by all of the other things that we come in contact with, I'll go back to the beginning and say, why wouldn't we make the simple choices around the things that we have choices around, right? In order to minimize the oxidative stress that's around us all the time. It's not a big secret that RFK is dealing with, MAHA and the inverse of the food pyramid. Like all of those things are just inverted and crazy. And I think I've said this every other time that I've been on here, that it's good to just think simple, and it's challenging because the market is so loud, right? Media is so loud and the market is so loud. I was in natural foods when they decided that soy was like the solution to every person's protein need, right?
Yeah. Especially babies. That was the soy formula push was insane. Every time I took one of the boys to the doctor, they were handing us samples of soy formula as just a standard to everyone that came into their office.
And they were making those, and so soy became this gigantic thing, right? It was
and then all the men became pussies.
And then
let's just be honest about it.
Well, there's such a thing as overdoing it, right? And it's the same
where's
thing
the lie?
with oils. I mean, soy went from being sort of here and there in food items, just literally everywhere in food items. And it wasn't soy, it was soy isolate, right? It was like removing pieces and parts of the original soybean and putting in all of these different products. And then all of a sudden it's like this big alarm goes off. Oh my God, soy is terrible. Soy is terrible. The truth is soy isn't terrible, but soy isolate in everything is not good. Not good. Body can't metabolize it properly, And then we had the whole...
Are you saying that it's not responsible for the testosterone crisis?
No, I don't. I mean, in its original form, no. In its aberrated form across all of the platforms, could be. I'm not a chemist, but I just know that the original form of soy, like tofu, is good for you. Regular fermented organic soybean is good for you.
Annie, I have looked into this a little bit, and one thing I found was the most genetically modified product out there that farmers would put out was the soybean.
Yep.
And I checked it out. It says over 94% of soybeans planted in the United States are genetically modified.
Yep.
So right away, your body's rejecting it because it's not a natural creation. It's
also just the use of glyphosate. Most of those GMO foods.
There's that too. So I could agree with you that the original soy could be good. However, Ash, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's why we call them soy boys, because there's something that got in the food that literally caused everybody to become defanged and declawed.
But if you got good organic tofu, that is a good item. That's good for you.
Allegedly.
I don't know about that.
Am I allowed to use soy sauce?
She said good for you, Jackie, not
Good
good.
for you, good
It's
for
not
you.
good.
Doesn't
tasting.
taste good.
Yeah.
But
I'll take your
Anyway,
word for it, Annie.
Yeah,
A
we're
lot of
jumping
soy
around.
sauce.
But anyway, so just the principle around soft disclosure was always from where I was sitting was sort of coming from my philosophy. Nobody said, "Hey, Annie, we want you to design a brand in your philosophy," but that sort of is what happened. And so, you know, I feel very challenged by the scent thing now because it's so big in the market, but we're sort of limited there at the same time. So we continue to sort of do the best we can there. And there's some really cool men's deodorant that's out for review right now. That
Pause on that, because I was going to bring up in the chat, ZBM was saying, I love peppermint. Peppermint's one of my favorite scents. I love peppermint lotion during Christmas and pine scents. Okay, a good jumping off point for you. Annie.
Yep. No, and there's peppermint, and I have I could show you pictures. I almost sent them to you this morning, Ash. But my whole sort of lab setup in there, I have gone into the craziest corners of the universe to explore all kinds of different essential oils, and my preference being kind of the infusion thing, because I just think it's more whole. It's less environmental pressure. It's also less human pressure than actual essential oils. My recent favorite is Blue Tansy.
I love that one.
Oh geez. I had it just all
so
over
good.
myself the other night. The problem with it is that real Blue Tansy is really, really blue. And so I'm a little nervous. I'm going to test it in a deodorant and see if it.
I want one so bad because Blue Tansy, for those that don't know, is like a flower.
It's beautiful. It's
so
pineapple-y. It's just awesome. It's awesome.
And it's blue, like it'll stain blue kind of thing. And it's just beautiful.
So I'm not sure we want a bunch of blue underarms running around. So that was the challenge, is to see if whether it would actually stain. But it's very potent, and a whole bunch of florals, which I hadn't worked with before, because floral essential oils actually accelerate soap.
I just looked it up.
Isn't it beautiful?
I was looking at it too.
Beautiful in every way.
Everybody got on board with methylene blue and their mouths turning blue. So under the arms.
I'm trying to stay close to the efficacy thing.
I'm looking at something that's interesting on one of these pictures. It says that it's also called Moroccan chamomile. So I wonder if that's part of why it's good for you, because you, like you said about babies, like being able to
I was just an idea.
I
we
loved
could
it.
do like Blue Tansy and like face oil. I heard it's really healing for their skin that way too.
Totally. No, and if we did a tallow balm with Blue Tansy, it would be dynamite. So we're looking at a couple of tallow balms. I wanted to read you though, I want you to understand like where the market is with a goat milk lotion versus where we are with a goat milk lotion. So I'm just going to read you. I went out and I looked at, because things are cheap out there, right? You can get 8 ounces of goat milk lotion for $20. And, there's 2 major brands. I looked at all the data yesterday. One of them actually does private label for a big box store that we're all relatively fond of. Not a bad one, but a good one. But these are the ingredients. This is how the ingredients lead into the product. Okay. I can't even pronounce half this stuff, so bear with me. Octyl.
If you can, we don't have a chance.
Octyl palmitate. And what I want you to know is these first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are identical to the first 8 that are in the other goat milk lotion I looked at, which is apparently has a farm origin, right?
Really?
Yep. Groovy packaging. The whole thing looks very down to earth and all that stuff. Okay. Octyl, first of all, water. I mean, lotion generally, water is about 60 to 70% of the formula, right? And then the rest of the stuff is taking up the other 30%. Octyl, and all ingredients are listed. I'm sure everybody knows this, but I'll say it just for the heck of it. All ingredients by law have to be listed by volume as you're looking at them on the ingredient label. So the first thing listed, you have the most of that. The second thing listed, you have the second most of that, right?
I learned that from my mom actually in cereals. We were not allowed to get a cereal if sugar was in the first 3 ingredients.
Yes.
Yeah, smart lady. That's smart. She's smart. Okay, so water, octyl palmitate, cetyl alcohol, which I'm sure you've seen that one, hydrogenated polysobutene.
That's all one ingredient?
Yep. Parfum, which is basically a fragrance oil. And a fragrance oil, the way those are put together is usually propylene glycol is the carrier. They don't need to isolate the specifics in here, but you have heavy carriers to migrate the scent, right? And propylene glycol, even though they say it's not a cancerous item, this was not identified in natural foods like 40 years ago. Propylene glycol is just a no-no. And propylene glycol is the primary carrier for like the flavor profile in Doritos and Cheetos, just to address that before, right?
Dang it.
Yeah, and all the rest of it are just synthetic, like they're either isolates or they're synthetically molecularly put together. When I was in college, we did a whole thing on esters and ester creation, and it's really just a chemical cocktail that has nothing to do with anything except how it applies to your certain senses, right? So propylene glycol is a carrier of flavor, so which is why you find it a lot in food items. As well.
Before you move on, Christy's husband wants to know if you have an opinion about Tom's toothpaste with no fluoride. My response to him was that the Desert Essence Arnica toothpaste.
Oh my God,
everyone should have, because the Arnica is really good for your gums, and it's pretty game changing.
The challenge with Tom's is they were bought, and some of those changed. So I'm going to look at it really quick. I won't take up a bunch of time here. I'll do that, and then I'll go on here. Finish with this list. Okay, hydrogenated polyisobutene, parfum, which is basically fragrance. So that's water and 3 things that we can barely recognize. And then God bless their little hearts, goat milk, steareth 20, cyclomethicone, steareth 2, you're talking to a science person here, and I can't even say it.
Makes you feel so much better.
Polyacrylamide. So the majority, that's like the whole ingredient list. Goat milk is in there, right? It's number 5. The rest of these are emulsifiers, meaning they help join water and oil, right? But they're thickening agents, and their primary purpose is to feel soft on the skin. No therapeutic value, no moisture barrier value, no therapeutic value of any kind, really. It is to feel, when you look up the descriptions of each of these things, I would challenge anybody to pull a lotion off the shelf that you think that you like and put these things through the, whatever your search engine is. And it's astonishing, actually.
And our lotion is completely different than that.
I'm going to tell you what our lotion is. And we actually have 2 things inverted here, which we'll have to fix during the next label run. Organic aloe vera juice is the first thing. The second thing in combination is the Badlands oil blend, which consists of organic virgin apricot oil, organic argan oil, squalane, black currant oil, rosehip oil, virgin organic black cumin seed oil, evening primrose oil, then sunflower oil, high oleic, not high linoleic. High linoleic has, it's a softer bond, right? So oxidizes more quickly, right? Organic grade A Madagascar vanilla beans, emulsifying wax, similar to the ingredients in here, only it's organic, it's ingredient number like 12, I think.
Christy, do you have lotion on your shoulder?
Yes.
I love that.
Kosher vegetable glycerin, which is a humectant, that's natural. Phenoxyethanol, that's also an emulsifier. Goat lac, honey, vitamin E, and then lemongrass essential oil. So that's our And what I want to say about that is that when you get a lotion that reads with long names, you're applying that stuff over and over again, right? There's nothing really truly therapeutic about it. It is designed to make your skin feel soft. That's it, right? When you're using something like Soft Disclosure, that is a lotion that is actually designed to be therapeutic, moisturizing, reinforce the moisture barrier, and it should not have to be applied over and over and over again. I can also tell you in the goat milk lotion in the market, those first ingredients are cheap.
Yeah.
They're not expensive, right? The ingredients that I just read you for Soft Disclosure are like 8 to 10 times more expensive than those ingredients, right? So I can go through all the different
Because of the
ways.
quality, because of the supply chain for them.
It's just
right.
the therapeutic nature of them. They're not as profuse. They're much more beneficial. Like argan oil, jojoba oil, apricot kernel oil. Jojoba is like the ultimate balancer. You know, it mimics the skin sebum, so it balances it balances the oils in your skin while it moisturizes your skin, right?
Wow.
So you can use jojoba across the full spectrum of like sort of skincare. Argan oil is considered one of the powerhouse oils in terms of it's super hydrating, but it's also wildly anti-inflammatory. And almost every oil in the Badlands oil blend is primarily anti-inflammatory, and hydrating. So the anti-inflammatory component of the lotion is meant to address the oxidative stress created by everything else, right? Because that's what creates damage in the skin. So you won't find you're not going to find, outside of the lotion, you're not going to find any sort of, I don't know what the term would be for them, kind of street level oils. We just don't use them.
We don't do that here.
No, we don't do that. And things like black seed oil and black currant oil, those are really targeted therapeutic oils for specific benefits. And then when we get to the beard oil, we took a couple oils out and we put a couple of oils in. We stuck the cardamom in there, which is, that's in the scented one. But that is a hair follicle support. It's also a hair growth kind of herb. But then pomegranate oil. Oh, if you've never used it, you should get yourself some pomegranate oil.
I've never even thought about that. Does it come from the berries in the inside, or does it come from the?
It comes from the seeds inside the
Oh,
pomegranate.
it does. Okay.
Yep. And it's got a beautiful consistency. It's very like tallow. It has a similar lipid profile, so it absorbs really quickly, but it supports the hair follicle, which is why I was saying that the beard oil would be a great tonic for the scalp and the hair if you're into putting oil in your hair, right? Yeah. But the combination of oils and the beard oils, was an inspired blend for sure. And there's a women's facial oil. Ashe and I have been talking about it a bit down the road here, but there's
and until that comes out, you can, ladies, use the beard oil on your face. Many have done it, and we're getting great responses, reviews. That's the word I'm looking for. Great reviews.
Yep. Pomegranate oil also helps grow hair. So I'm not sure that ladies are going to wake up with a beard or anything, but I mentioned that just to say to men in general who, like, I looked up the statistics for this a number of months ago in terms of how many men actually engage in any kind of sort of appropriate grooming beyond the toothpaste or something. And it's very little that actually, take care of themselves. And so the beard oil, while being really beneficial for the beard, is designed actually to be beneficial for the skin around the beard. So for the men that are not growing a beard, the beard oil is designed for you, actually. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so
That's awesome.
I have very, very fine hair. So like putting oil in my hair is like oh no, I can't do that. My hair already is fine. But I wonder if I put it in my hair, like, the day right before I wash it or whatever else, if it will help my hair grow.
I'd be interested to know. I mean, I think there's, Ash and I were also talking about this the other day, that there's got to be some hair treatment. Shampoo is not an easy thing to make and also requires some chemical stuff in order to get it to stabilize on the shelf. There's lots of things that you do at home, but once you start shipping this out to people and that sort of thing, it can get a little, you want things to be stable. We've been working on the goat milk lotion, sort of a revamp of that for months. And one of the things that's most important about that is stability testing. Like, we've got to make sure that we are producing a really stable product.
Yeah.
While not including cyclomethicone polyacrylamide. Yeah.
So I like Brian's idea of making Alpha read that list of ingredients that you just struggled through making. Alpha,
I think it would be great.
Alpha struggles to say words like frustrated and Valentine's, so it's going to be really fun to have him use his sexy voice and read that list of ingredients. We're gonna make that happen.
That would be cool.
Also, Annie, Denise Antu asked if you can put a list together of those bad ingredients that you mentioned, so we can publish that and folks can have it in their notes, and which we will do.
Yeah, and I think
show notes. Jackie keeps show notes, so we can throw that list up if you have.
Yeah, no, we can throw the list up. This actually represents 2 specific lotions, and I think the old adage, if there's too many words in there that you can't
pronounce,
it's probably worth staying away from. We can certainly post a bunch of, so cyclomethicone as an example is a silicone derivative, right? So you're literally putting silicone on your skin so it will.
Oh my gosh.
Soft. Polyacrylamide is a polymer. Another word is a plastic.
But let's put plastic on your skin.
Plastic.
Holy shit.
But these things make your skin feel good. And I want to reiterate, these are very well-known, established, and well thought of brands. And I'm not here to, criminalize anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that is the value and sort of the, there's the narrative, right? There's the narrative right in front of your face. And it's just a good idea to sort of, I think anybody that went into CVS, pick your most expensive lotion on the shelf in CVS, and you're going to read a bunch of the words that sound very similar to the list that I just read, right?
I'm sorry, but Alphonics that's the name of whatever we're doing with this whole domain. Like, we need an alpha word calendar kind of thing, and I think we should call it Alphonics. Oh, yeah, Buttercup.
I know, Buttercup is part of the
brilliant.
Anyway, so that's my sort of lotion thing. There's, it's one of the reasons why I'm more of a tallow girl than a lotion girl these days, just because.
Same here.
That is, pardon?
I said same here. I use the big tallow bar all the time, and that's what I use on my face. I use it on my lips. It has saved my skin. Like, for real. I've never put anything on my skin before because I put lotion on it and I would break out, for real, have rashes and sores, or I would get, pimples and all this stuff. I'm like, what is wrong with my face? Turns out there was really nothing wrong. It was very sensitive. I'm the same way to, what's the word? Shampoos and things like that. So this game changer. It's what I use every day in the morning and at night. So I love it.
We'll do some balms at some point. And we did the sticks originally just from a shipping and perspective. The balms are really cool. I carry a bunch of balms. So
nice.
But anyway,
well, I would just say, because we should move on to animals just in the interest of time.
Okay,
but,
I gotta say a couple of things about deodorant first before we do that. Okay.
I was just gonna say that this lotion has actually changed my skin. Not just solved a skin issue or whatever, but actually changed the way that my skin looks, the level of kind of it doesn't look all dried out anymore. And I mean, even if I don't have the lotion on, it's my skin has improved. I also use this lotion, the unscented lotion, on my face. It is my face cream.
I love it.
Okay, so I just wanted to say about the deodorant. So we've gotten a lot of feedback great feedback on the deodorant. It lasts a really long time. So in lieu of the conversation that we just had, right, about maintaining sort of freshness and integrity of the ingredients and that sort of thing, it has occurred to us that we don't actually want the deodorant to last 6 months in your bathroom. Just saying. So we're probably going to look at a size reduction. One thing we did get feedback from, and we have sort of throughout, is that we originally, when you pour a hot liquid into a tube and it cools, it contracts. And there is this hole that gets created in the middle, right? So for the first, up until about a month ago, I would partially fill the tube, wait for that to cool, and then I'd finish filling the tube and you get a nice smooth surface, right? What would happen though is that this is it's a sensitive recipe in a way. And so what would happen is people would use the deodorant and about an inch down, it would break off because the second pour didn't bond with the first pour, right? And or I would pour partial lotions, 80 or deodorants, 80 of them, and I'd go back to fill them up, and I'd fill 70 of them and run out and have to create another batch, and then the other 10 would get another batch on top. And no matter how discreet I am with ingredients, every batch is just slightly different. Anyway, so that breaking off thing was sort of problematic. So anyway, now we're not doing a double pour, and there's a hole in the middle.
Get over it.
Okay.
Keeping the hole.
So just get over it.
Just get over the hole.
That's the lemon grapefruit. So I just wanted to say that there's nothing wrong. You're getting the same amount. It's just there's a hole in the middle on the deodorant. And then if anybody's interested in going and reviewing natural deodorants in the market, I just have to say that we are about 30% cheaper by volume than any other natural deodorant worth its salt out there.
Works better too.
Secondarily, and please be careful, 90% of the natural deodorants are not natural. The one that I was looking at yesterday, it's also very pervasive out there, is the first ingredient is propylene glycol, which is what I just was talking about earlier, is just simply a flavor carrier, right? So they're loading up, and there's baking soda in it anyway, and baking soda is not neutral to the skin, and so it causes irritation. This is not only an incredible value, nobody's making any money on it, but we're happy to serve you. But it's also, when you compare the ingredient label of other like deodorants, by volume, they're far more expensive, but secondarily, they're not as effective because the main ingredient, the ingredient that is actually tackling odor, is one of the most expensive ingredients in the formula. For us, it is the second ingredient in the lineup. For all of these other folks, it's the second to last.
Oh, wow.
Second to last, right? So...
Yeah, I would say too on the deodorant, because this was one of the things that I was asking Annie about around Christmas time, because there is a specific product brand. I'm not going to mention the name of it, but Mrs. Rise Attire did so in the chat. Please, nobody put it on the screen because we don't want to disparage other brands.
I don't talk about other brands. No.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about other brands unless we're saying nice things about them, like Desert Essence toothpaste. That was a question for me. Why is this very popular natural deodorant non-aluminum brand so much cheaper than ours? And Annie's first response was, let's go look at the ingredients. And sure enough, it seems like they will hype up labels like organic at the expense of the clean. Like it's not actually, you're not actually getting a clean product. You're getting, a bunch of chemicals, but some of the ingredients are organic. And so you're getting, that kind of marketing and labeling. But from a product standpoint, our deodorant is in a class of its own. And like, we've said in the ads and whatnot about it, it actually works. Like, it's a natural deodorant. That's the problem. Problem with natural deodorants is they don't work. They don't, they don't, you know, they're not antiperspirants and they don't really, you know, do all of the things you want deodorant to do. Ours does.
Yeah, and if you put a bunch of propylene glycol and some heavy fragrance in a stick and the fragrance is nice, then people are going to have the sense that they smell like something else other than themselves, right? So
yes, but what are you putting into your lymph nodes?
Totally, dude. Oh, really, really, really. No, and that stuff is like that stuff keeps me up at night, honestly. That stuff keeps me up at night. So
well, if something is made with organic ingredients, it only has to have 70% organic ingredients in it.
Yeah, to say with organic ingredients.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like the labeling of things as organic is itself corrupted. So
yeah. And anytime you see plant-based, it means nothing, right? Like a lot of synthetic things are plant-derived, plant-based. It means nothing. It does not make it better, or, you know, I suppose that you could feel better about something coming from a plant instead of petroleum, but I'm not sure in the way the body metabolizes and recognizes things.
Well, I feel like it's marketed to vegetarians.
Yeah, which was something I wanted to say about the oil choices also, is that there is this sense that you have comedogenic and non-comedogenic, right? Non-comedogenic in some ways is related to the skin recognizing the oil or stuff you're putting on it, right? So if it's sitting on top of your skin and loading up your pores, there's a lack of recognition of that material with your skin. Does that make sense? Right? So this whole notion of comedogenic in some ways is related to the absorption value of the product on your skin. So there's some very common oils. I'm not going to talk about them now because I don't want to get anybody mad.
And we got to move on to animals, Annie.
Yeah, very common oils that are maybe not non-comedogenic, but they simply sit on top of your skin, much like oxysilamethicone polyacrylamide, right? So they may be perfectly normal oils, but they're not actually absorbing in your skin. And I'm sure everybody that's used a body butter has had that experience, right?
Yeah.
Where you take a body butter and it's like you're greased up forever, right?
Yeah, it doesn't ever absorb. Yeah. Right.
Anyway, there you have that. So
on the deodorant, hang on a second. On the deodorant, one person sent in a $1 Rumble rant about sensitive skin under the arms, and someone else asked, is there an unscented deodorant? We don't have an unscented deodorant currently, but I don't know if that's something that
but I just made one yesterday.
Oh, right on.
Yesterday. Yep.
So stay tuned, everyone.
My stepmother asked for an unscented deodorant because scents are the things that are going to irritate within the context of this type of formula, right? If something's going to irritate you, it's going to be the scent. Because nothing else here is designed to irritate you or antagonize your skin.
Okay, we have to move on.
Oh my God, it's Little Prince.
Oh,
so cute.
It looks like a stuffed animal, I swear.
That's the Little Prince.
His little mouth. I can't.
I know he's just so face.
Okay,
we have a whole bunch of pictures, but Annie, you tell me how you want to go through this.
Okay, I think we'll just set this up and then try to scream through it. I was going to run everybody. It's the same process for me. Making body care and processing fiber is all the same, right? I want to process the fiber in a way that adds value and doesn't antagonize, right? And so we'll just do a little opener and then we can show the pictures. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
So when it comes to, you know, if anybody ever heard of fiber frequency and just the natural fiber versus, you know, I'm going to sound like one of those old hippie dippy chicks.
I love it.
To be fair, you kind of
are
are one of those old hippie dippy chicks. So
and we love you for it.
We 100%.
Right. But when it comes, you know, this was not the plan, guys, I guess is the thing. I wasn't sitting in my, you know, living room when I was 30 years old going, man, this is what I want to do. I want to like grow fiber and make stuff. It sort of was just one of those things that evolved and then became interesting to me in the same way that this stuff is interesting. That if, when you talk about, again, what you're putting on your body, there is such a thing called the frequency of fiber, right? And it's a little woo-woo, but it's not actually woo-woo. This is scientifically proven. We carry a frequency. It's like between 72 and 100. Most of us are probably closer to 100 than 72. So when you hear somebody say, going like, man, you're really low frequency, you want to elevate your frequency. So when we talk about fibers in clothing, all of man-made fiber is around 0 to 15 hertz. And what that means is when you put that stuff on your body, you're just dragging down your whole biometric thing. You're vibing low. And if you have any familiarity with wearing like cotton or wool versus acrylic and polyester and those things, over time, if you have any sensitivity at all, you will lean more and more towards the cotton and wool and farther from the man-made stuff, because it affects your immune system, like all of these things just layer on top of each other. So to me, it's just another one of those choices. I'm so glad I don't have to show up in an office every day anymore, because my wardrobe is quite limited. This is, sort of t-shirts, jeans, and
I don't know if you saw this, Annie. Gwimby says she made a prayer shawl for John's mom using your yarn, which
my goodness. You know how powerful,
beautiful prayer shawls. This one's mine.
Yes.
Not with your yarn, but it's still amazing and one of my most prized possessions. I also have a hat that matches this. You guys will recognize it.
Yeah.
So anyway, the fiber thing, once I got alpacas, the fiber thing became the thing, right? I mean, a lot of people have alpacas, they breed alpacas, they sell alpacas, and they show alpacas, but they actually don't do anything with the fiber. And so when I was stepping into the fiber thing, I had no idea how intensive it was, right? But I also was fascinated when I started to understand sort of fibers and, the use of fibers in terms of our overall wellness. I also was, a runner and did various things in extreme weather. And so that, sort of informed me on some level. But less and less and less was I honestly able to wear polyester or synthetic stuff. I just can't do it anymore. It feels bad. I sweat a lot and I'm uncomfortable, So anyway, the fiber thing, it's one thing to have 120 alpacas in your barn and 30 sheep and take care of them every day and do all that stuff. It is a whole other trip when you are making a commitment to processing all the fiber, not only all your fiber, but all of everybody else's fiber around you. So this is a little guy. Actually, these are all little guys. That structure that you see in the fiber, we call it crimp. The reason it's interesting is that when you're wearing natural fiber and it pokes you, you got a pokey feeling on your skin, like it's sensitive. A lot of people have that experience with wool.
Like sheep's wool, yeah.
The reason that is not so much that the wool is coarse, although it probably is in that particular application. It's more that the fibers in that yarn are inconsistent one to the other, right? In terms of their width. So if you blend fiber together and some of it's 20 micron and some of it's 25 micron and some of it's 27 micron, that yarn, and I don't care whose fiber it is not going to be soft to the skin. When you're growing fiber, the only way you can tell on the animal that the fiber is growing consistent on these animals, and you can tell there's some of these guys are spotted guys, which makes it harder because pigment carries width on a fiber shaft. But when you see that structure, the only way that you can have that structure, isn't that beautiful? The only way you can have that structure on an animal, probably not the only way, but this indicates that structure is delivered by virtue of the fact that the fibers are consistent one to the other. In other words, if they're not consistent one to the other, they wouldn't create that structure on the animal, which is why we like to see that crimp when we're, if you go to an alpaca show,
The equal wave, the equal crimp.
Yeah,
in
just
the
the
fiber.
way
Yeah,
it
yeah.
bundles
It's so
up and gets
beautiful.
all
Really good.
That is a good shot right there. That's a top
Yeah.
line of an animal. So we like to see that structure. And we like to, when we're blending fibers and stuff, we blend them within a consistent range. So you have to be able to tell, Ashe is going to come help me sort the fiber.
Yeah.
Like based on how like genetics of the animal, or is it based on like if you feed the animal well and take care of it, or how do you achieve that?
It's genetics. On alpacas, they're just way less developed than sheep, at least here in the US. So this is a big leap from where I started, right? These animals are, we're tripping into sort of the elite fiber category here with these guys. And that's just sort of a goal from a breeding perspective.
Okay.
But when you're, oh my goodness.
No,
These guys are getting ready to shear. So the point is that, you grow the fiber, you try to make sure you're growing the right fiber, and then you got to shear the fiber. And that's what we're looking at here with this little group of boys. Go back to the group of boys because Harry's back. See, Harry is way there in the back.
Although the white one that's kind of right in the dead center in the photo is Harry, which is the one named after John Harold.
Yeah, he's Willow Wind Harold.
Is
But
that
these
BB
guys-
right in front of him? No.
Pardon?
That's not BB right in front of him, is it?
No, that's a very funny little guy. He's never going to get bigger than that. He's about 6 years old in that picture, and his name is Tonka. And
Tonka!
He's a very special boy, but he'll never graduate from the youngsters because he's just not big enough. He can't compete with the boys. Yep, he's very sensitive. So anyway, he's a forever alpaca at the farm. But right now he was in with this group. But anyway, these guys are tiered up to shear, right? So we bring them out into the lane. They're all geared up and ready to go. And then we put them on the ground. You can see we tie them up. And that's my shearer, Tom. It was only these two guys and me. We were at the very end of finishing up like 4 or 5 animals. Anyway, the fiber comes off. It lands on a plastic sheet like that. And then you pick it up.
Wow.
And you pick it up. And then... next photo. Where's that other one with the table?
Table here.
There we go. And then we lay it on the table and we clean it up, roll it up, and save it for sorting. And I didn't get a picture of the barn right now, but there's about 3,000 pounds of fiber on the farm right now. And it's all sitting in giant bags rolled up as individual fleeces, because each one of those fleeces then needs to go back on this table, get evaluated for its thinness, its micron, how thin it is, gets separated by grade and color, and then it gets combined back again for different uses. So from shearing to end product, and it's very labor intensive, let me just say.
It sounds like it.
We're gathering a group of Badlands upper echelon people.
Quick question. For when you say clean the fiber, how do you clean it? Because I feel like it's like yeah.
So alpaca, you can see on the outer edges, you probably can't see it very well, but the belly fiber, so you're shearing off the animal in one piece, hopefully, right? And you're catching the belly fiber, and you're catching some of the chest fiber, and you're catching some of the leg fiber when you do that. So we call those seconds, and those get pulled out of the fiber. See that little, hold on this picture, Ash. See that little speck of fiber that's sitting on the edge of the plastic there? Those little pieces. Those are called second cuts. Those have to get removed everywhere, which is why you want a good shearer, So it's when the blade goes across the animal, when they come back to do the second cut, if they've left a ridge of fiber on the first cut and those little pieces end up in the blanket, it is a nightmare. So you want to shear, you have to, because all those second cuts have to be removed. So every fleece has to get cleaned, and I don't mean cleaned, I mean all the second cuts removed and all the exterior sort of guard hair removed, so that it can be a clean, consistent blanket, right? Then it gets thrown in a bag with the rest of its grade and color, and then those things, some of it goes to yarn, and that gets processed very differently. And then a bunch of it has been going into this fabric project of mine, and that ships off. It goes to washing, then it goes to fabric making, and then it goes to fabrication. So from the beginning, from growing the fiber to shearing the fiber to getting an end product, it's like 2.5 years.
Oh my gosh. The other question I had was about the fibers itself. You said that it takes like obviously multiple generations for you to be able to breed the fiber into how like the elite fiber, like you're saying now.
Yep.
How long, like how many generations do you think like it would normally take for it to get down to that elite status?
It really depends on what you have available to you in terms of like quality animals, because you can't, you have to have access to those kinds of animals. I do, but many farms
obviously
don't. I do, but many
high
farms don't.
quality.
But that in itself takes a long time.
Yeah.
I have some self-born studs, and I also have some other studs that I've gotten from other farms. It's pretty intensive. Anyway, the big schlemiel here with the whole fiber growing thing, because this happens with sheep too. Like I have 30 sheep, and they also get sheared, go through a similar process. That will happen in April this year, and then all that fiber will join the fiber that's already down in the barn, and all that fiber is going out this year to make more fabric for next year. And I'm doing probably 5 or 6 times what I did this year. So I know it. So we've finally sort of gotten to the point where we like what we're making. I would say we, like there's like 7 of me. But it's taken like 4 years to get the fabric to a point and a place where it meets my expectations. And it goes back to that same value equation I was talking about earlier. I wanted to produce something, that was 100% domestic, right? We don't have anything here that's 100% domestic. We can't produce it. So the fabric is that thing, but I wanted it to elevate alpaca, not just be a
blend
of whatever, whatever.
Can I pause you there for a second? Because you started talking about something before, and then Jackie asked a question and we didn't get back to it, but I want to go back to, we are going to have a Badlands shearing party in May.
Yep.
I will be there. Jordan will be there. You guys might be there if you can make it, because we want to get as many of us out there. It'll be, we're going to do the shearing, do the sorting, all the things on the pictures that we went through. So that'll be a lot of fun. The other thing I want to point out, as Annie is talking about this fabric, and she's wearing a vest. She's wearing a vest that is the kind of latest, I think, right, Annie? The latest.
Yeah, this is sort of the pinnacle.
Hang on just a second. I have an earlier version of the fabric that she's been working on, but what Annie is doing with this fabric is truly innovative from an America First standpoint. It's not being done. There is no, what is it?
It is 100% domestic, 80% out of my barn, 100% domestic, 100% alpaca.
Yeah.
100% domestically produced commercial item in the US. There is no other 100% domestic, 100% alpaca produced item in the United States of America. I am the
So when we say you're supporting 6 American businesses, ranches, farms, etc., when you support soft disclosure, that doesn't just mean you're supporting them with a purchase of a bottle of lotion and they're getting their cut of the bottle of lotion. It means that you are force multiplying your dollars to go into doing things like reimagining and innovating in the American wool market. And as we talked about when Annie came on Culture of Change several months ago, the American wool market has been absolutely decimated by globalism. It has been undercut, and American farmers have been sold down the river for globalism. And Annie is actually working on bringing it back and doing something truly innovative. It's really beautiful. We've got about 5 minutes left, Annie, so I'll let you take it from
Okay,
there.
so I'm going to do a commercial because all of this takes a tremendous amount of funding, right? So we're doing a promotion. Oh my God, that's Lorelai. So Lorelai is
While
the
you're doing your
little-
commercial, I'm gonna put the cute babies up.
Okay, no one's going to pay attention. Anyway, we're doing a pretty decent promotion online on the store. All of the throws that just came in of this fabric, they're so beautiful. There's going to be a sizable discount passed through to Badlands customers only. All of the fabric items that we have in stock are going to be a significant discount. But I also have, wait a second, we have to show the freaking hats.
I don't
I
think
got
I
them
have
in my
that.
hands.
I don't have.
No,
you
I
take a
have
picture
them
of
in my
that.
hands.
Oh,
I have
sorry,
them in
sorry,
my
sorry.
hands.
Hold for processing. Hold for processing. And wait, I have to take Lorelai. I have to take Lorelai down.
I have scrunchy hats like Ashe.
Oh
I
my
got
goodness.
like
Look
30
at
of
those.
them.
Wait.
Are they on the website?
Can I see
Yep,
for a
they're all
second?
on the website. Most
So
of them.
willowwindgoods.com. You can
that was
actually,
Hold
but
on.
do it quick because every
Hold
time
on.
these hats are on the site, they go immediately.
Yep, they're going. Hold on. These are awesome. These
Or
are
are they
like
the head? Oh,
the hand warmers.
ooh.
And these are all the custom yarn goods. And then
Oh,
this
I-
hat, which you might be like, that's a kid's hat. I have never sold this to a child.
I
I've
love
sold these hats only to adults.
Need.
We call it an alpaca
go.
hat.
Yes.
And then, oh my gosh, then headbands. There's like a scrunchy hat
Need.
headband, and then
Oh,
a
you can
regular
pull your
one.
hair back. Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
love
there's lots of
these.
stuff up there. All the knitters and weavers got busy, and yeah, I'm just trying to move inventory out into all the right hands to fund the this is what they call a jump sample. What I'm wearing, this vest, which is stunning. It's like a fur.
That fabric is like fur.
It's like a fur.
It is
It's incredible.
unbelievable. The quality of it. It's just there's nothing.
It's
There's nothing
light.
else like
It's
it.
warm. It's warm. It's stupendous. But anyway, all of
This
this stuff
baby is the
funded.
mama. This is the mama of this baby.
Yep.
Oh.
She was the littlest. She was the littlest baby ever born here. 7 pounds. They're normally about 16 pounds, and she should not have made it. She came out. She started nursing, and we had to do a couple of things with her. But that's Lorelai, the cutest little pumpkin. 7 pounds. 7 pounds.
The
And then
alpaca.
this
Like,
is
this
Lil
one
Prince.
just pause on this one. He looks like he's like just vibing, man. Like he's just like,
Oh, he is a chill little.
oh my god, he's so cute.
He's got the stoner vibes.
Yes. Like he needs to be wearing a beanie. You need to put one of the beanies on.
Not a stoner.
Oh,
Yo, man.
He does act a little stonerish, though, to be honest.
I thought he looked like a midget alpaca. Like, where are his legs? Because if you look at like Bunny Boy here, look at those
no.
legs.
He
What
is a
happened?
beautiful animal.
Those
That's-
legs compared to this guy's legs.
wow.
Okay, I feel like that should be a creature from Star Wars or something. It's
Right?
so cool. Okay. Oh, I see the
You
one in the
know
back got
what's really-
sheared.
You know what's really ironic about that picture? Keep it there for a second.
Oh,
Ash,
sorry.
for that last one. The mom right behind this little boy. See how thin she looks?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she was unwell that whole season. That is Lorelai's mom. And I had the vet come down in September, and we were going to put her down. We thought she lost her pregnancy. The vet came down and said, let's just try one more thing. So we tried it. She kicked back into gear, and I had ultrasounded her early in the year. I'd bred her the year before, and she had lost the baby. This weird metabolic thing happened with her. And so it's ironic that we were just looking at those pictures, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's Bella. She's actually pregnant with Lorelai. This was right around July. She got thinner and thinner and thinner. And then I came out to the barn in October one day, and she was in a special pen so I could give her special food and all of this stuff. And there was a placenta on the ground, and I'm like, what the hell? And I went out the little door, and there was the tiny Lorelai. And I was like, this whole time,
Lorelai.
she was doing everything she could to support that little pumpkin right there. She
All right,
bounced
in
right
10
back.
seconds, tell us about this one.
That That is Ascendant. I actually just sold her yesterday.
Oh.
She's a beautiful spotted girl. So I breed for spots, which is less than 1% of the national herd. It's the biggest developmental opportunity in the herd. I have one of the biggest spotted herds in the country. And she is just a prime example of a beautiful little girl that was born to Mama Kuska. So we were taking pictures of her that day. She didn't like it. She didn't like it.
Let me run.
Love it.
Jeez.
But she's a very,
Absolutely.
very pretty girl. Very pretty girl. So some of these animals end up at other farms so that they can then improve their programs in the same area. You know,
Smart.
that's sort of
And
the
that's
thing.
how it's done. So willowandgoods.com. You can find all the information, see all of the things, get all of the products. And Annie, of course, will be back and we'll have lots more content from the farm and the baby goats. We're gonna have baby goats in May, which is just
And by and large, just to answer the
mind-blowing.
question about the toothpaste, I think Tom's toothpaste is fine. There's a couple of ingredients in there that I wouldn't use, but there's nothing dangerous in there. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta move on. All right, everybody. If you want to come talk to us about this in person, talk about alpacas and try the products and hang out with us, we are going to be line dancing, which we will show you about in a second. But we will we'll be in Nashville April 9th through the 12th. Please come join us and hang out. Badlandsmedia.tv/events. If you can't join us in person, get a virtual ticket. It's about 5 or 6 days left of virtual tickets being at the discounted price. They go up on March 15th. You want to get your virtual ticket now if you're not going to be able to join us in person. Badlandsmedia.tv/events. And in case you thought I was making it up when I said that we were going to be line dancing, I was not. And here is actually your first lesson.
Second.
So get ready for Second? Did you do one last week?
Yes,
Yeah, I forgot you.
I learned it.
This is my first lesson because I had to go to the eye doctor. Do you guys like my new glasses?
They're
You
beautiful.
can actually see now. I was legally blind with my old glasses.
You still
on.
think we're pretty?
So pretty. You guys are so much prettier than I remember. But yeah, so here is your second lesson. My first line dancing lesson, your second line dancing lesson.
Let's go.
Let's learn another line dance, guys. This one is to Bar Song by Shabuzi.
Too close.
We're going to start with our right foot. Stepping out to the right, forward with the right, out with your left, back with your left. Side touch with your left foot, side touch with your right foot. Grapevine, right leg front, left leg behind, right leg out, left leg touch. Repeat. Step out left, touch right, out right, touch left. Grapevine to the left. Left goes in front, right goes behind, left goes out, right touches. Now we're going to do a quarter turn with a kick with your right foot. Kick, kick, jump out, shake your hips. That's the whole
Shake
thing.
your booty.
Let's do it from the beginning.
Yeah,
One,
at the beginning, I kind of messed up my.
4, 5, 6.
Oh, here we
7,
go.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
My baby born a Birkin. She's been
No, keep it on.
all night long.
No, it just was really loud.
Gasoline and groceries. The list goes on and on. It's 9 to 5 ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? I can't worry about my problems. I can't take them.
So good. There you go.
Here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell them bring another round, we need plenty more. Two stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good Lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near Fifth Street. Everybody at the bar getting tips.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Everybody at the bar getting tips.
Let's go.
I've been boozing since I left. I ain't changing for a chick. Tell my mom I ain't forget. Woke up drunk at 10 a.m. We gon' do this shit again. Tell your girl to bring a friend. Oh, Lord.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
So good. So come dancing with us. Come karaoke singing with us. Christy and I will probably do Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish again, because it's always really fun to sing. And we'll do pub crawls, sort of. Ghosts definitely will. And we're gonna have a blast. So come hang out with us, badlandsmedia.tv/events. That is the show that we have for you guys today. So please do us a favor and hit that like button wherever you're watching. Helps us out quite a bit. We certainly do appreciate it. We read the rants already. We're gonna get out of here. Willowandgoods.com. This way. Willowandgoods.com. Yeah, and with that, we will see you guys next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, hi again.